Yo, what's up? And what's up, everyone? I'm Golden Devin-Foxy with Mastered, and today's video, I just want to say before we begin the video, is if you guys do enjoy this, remember, like always, is like and comment and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified. That way, again, you guys will not, and I mean, will absolutely not miss a single video that comes on this channel. So yeah. But anyway, before we do begin exactly, as I hope you guys do yet again enjoy the video, which we're just about to finally finish the last night, that is night 7, and then finally we get to move right along to the Ultimate Custom Night, which will probably be another revisited for the second time, which I probably will be excited. So yeah, that will probably be some good news to hear from. A bit of good news. So, before I say anything else, by the way, if you guys do kind of see a bit my knuckles, by the way, then yes, I pretty much did went to the gym exactly by the any chance again. That remember, like almost every Monday or Wednesday, I probably go and do so because if you guys do kind of see my knuckles being a bit different, then yeah, it's pretty much I'm getting a bit strong to know how I'm actually just doing a bit of reflex, just to dodge some punches exactly, and then just do so. But at least I'm just probably doing so. And then the question is that yes, I'm probably having an ice pack around my left rib exactly because it just got hit twice, 2 times in a row, twice, which wasn't pretty much today twice. It was only yesterday or Tuesday. It was like yesterday and today that pretty much went going on with my left rib, but it's pretty much healing so far with the ice pack that I'm holding with my hand, exactly with this hand I'm holding. So yeah, like again, I almost threw up out of my mouth, which I almost did, which almost gave me a different reaction than I probably would have like not swallowed it back down in my throat, which I probably am trying to be aware of my throw up reactions exactly without like not having them just to like come up the mouth and just make me throw up anywhere, but you know what I mean for the point of it. You know what I mean. But that's all I just wanted to explain today and just get to the point exactly. So, the point now is that we could finally finish the last night. And yes, again, if you guys did love the impression by me saying the word Thomas exactly, it was pretty funny when I said the word Thomas for no reason. But it turns out it was just Thomas Taylor that was just doing the security shift to find into Wario's too, which I find that pretty interesting that there's always going to be a name who probably works in the security shift. That is actually pretty interesting. Like first we already know about like the one from Finance of Freddy's that was Mike Schmidt and then Jeremy Fitzgerald, and now we pretty much get to hear from is like Thomas Taylor. Yes, Thomas Taylor, and then of course that there was another security guard who worked for Finance of Candies, which yeah, there's a lot of names in every Finance of Freddy games. There's always going to pretty much be somebody who does take the specific role of doing so. But you know me, sometimes I'm just always enjoying some of the interesting names that I've always liked hearing about, which sometimes it may come to a surprise to me, and sometimes it may won't exactly because I don't know. I just pretty much just feel on the middle side, if you know what I mean, for being on the middle side of it. But to the point now exactly is I hope you guys do enjoy. This time for night 7 will definitely be the last. And then as in for the question about the screenshot, the answer to that question is that yes, again, I'll definitely be sure to screenshot the end exactly because I know the time skip exactly might actually come to the finish exactly, which won't reappear back to the main menu. But I'm just pretty much wanting to let you guys know for a heads up and awareness exactly that I might screenshot the entire about like the end exactly, which will just show about like something, but whatever. But anyways, it's just time that we're gonna move right along to get to the next night. So without further ado, let's just do night 7 and get the point on with this exactly, and then after it's over, then we get to do reaction videos for the day, which it means that we get to do reaction videos before I call out the next thing that's going to happen, which, yes, again, I'm holding the card, which means it will probably be the Ultimate Custom Night Revisited, which for me, I'm just going to love the second round of doing so, which it may not happen often, but it just may happen sometimes if I feel like doing so, which it might actually give my attention for something to lightly just do the second round. But yes, that's my entire reason for it, just to get the point on. But anyway, without further ado, let's go. Let's do this. And I'm so pretty stoked and excited to see how I'll play out for night 7. And yeah, it turns out that the Darko phone guy is seeming to be a pretty bit evil, and he's pretty much working for the spirits. I'm like, holy god, there's no way that an evil phone guy from the Finance of Wario's universe is that evil. Like, holy crap. That is like very insane level up. Like, I wonder who the next new phone guy is, which will probably be the next insane. That will probably be for the third game. But for me, I just probably need to relax from all the Finance of Wario's ones, which I probably am happy to just do 1 and 2, which will probably give me a bit of an easier chance to say so. But, I actually do enjoy the memories of them, exactly, which I do kind of enjoy those memories a lot. Like the good ones, but not the bad ones. But without further ado, let's finish the last night that is known to be number 7, and it's time for the end to finish night 7, and here we right again in R. And also, before the question may ask myself again, is that do I have the Friday Night Funkin' lyrics that I actually did by my own lyrics? The answer to that question is yes. I finished week 1 from weekend 1 that I barely finished. Just finished it. But I didn't do the Pico update either, which I didn't do that either. But again, I'm working on that thing exactly. If I ever do work on it, then I might have to figure out what I'm going to do next. Even if it comes to remixes, then I might have to think of an idea to do that. But, I actually am pretty happy just to finally see that I'm finishing the lyrics of Friday Night Funkin', which I did finish the lyrics, but, it's going to give me some time whenever I get the chance and the right opportunity to see how I'm going to, like, add it into full context, or probably like add it like a full version lyrics, or pretty much like separate the lyrics, which I might have to do separating, or maybe I have to add it into all in one exactly. But for that answer, we're gonna find out and see it alone. And then the question to myself again is that did I do Molly Maris's lyrics? Well, in this question of the case, that no, I probably have not done Molly Maris by the way of her lyrics. I didn't do her lyrics because here's my explanation why I didn't do her lyrics. Because one, I don't do her voice, and if I ever did, that probably would have been very much of an interesting reaction. But to me, I probably don't do the impression of like Molly Mirrors, which I don't do so because I prefer doing the Daddy Dearest kind exactly because it kind of suits me pretty alright and a little bit very better because it just kind of suits me a bit different. But, I barely can't do the Molly Mirrors lyrics, which I couldn't do it. But, and for the next question, did I do the Spooky Months lyrics? Well, no, I didn't do that either, which on week 2 I never did either, so this point, by the way, will either be in week 1, week 3, week 5, and then week 6 and 7, and finally, weekend 1. That's probably what I would do, and by the end of these 5 counts exactly, but, those are just going to be all in order, and then just pretty much, like, separate them all, but we'll see where that goes. But yeah, I'm just giving you guys a bit of an interesting vibe and an interesting reaction about what I would do from the lyrics if I actually just voice my own impressions by the characters. That's Daddy Dearest, Pico, and then of course Daddy Dearest again and Mine Dearest again, which I still won't do Mine Dearest's voice, which I'm sorry if I probably wouldn't try, but again, it just remains to be what it is. So the next point here that I'll actually do Senpai and slash pretty much Spirit, and then finally Tank Man, and then back to Pico and Darnell, which I actually did do a good impression about Darnell, which I really wasn't very sure how I did the impression with Darnell, but the fact is that I at least tried to give it a little bit of some sense of go exactly about Darnell, but we'll see. We'll see by the end of the day how I'm going to do all that and see where all that goes. But just remember in mind that you may never know what happens to the lyrics, what I'm going to do for whenever I get that ready. And also just remember, are the lyrics and are pretty much likely going to be repeated? Well, it depends on the timestamp. But yes, it will kind of actually do so exactly for a couple times. Like a few more pluses that, yeah, it'll probably be that way, which you'll probably do that. So that's my point to you guys again about how this will go for the lyrics of me doing the lyrics of Friday Night Funkin', which I only voice the only characters I actually do voice exactly of my own impression. But no, I couldn't do the Spooky Months voice, but The monster I could do, but actually it's only by a voice who actually still like talks exactly while doing the pretty much the lyrics itself by saying it's like Lemon Demon saying it's like your skin is freezing. And let me help you take it on. Like that's how I almost barely would have sound like Lemon Demon, by the way. Which I could try, but the problem is that I couldn't do both because it might be overdubbed exactly, which I can't probably be the one dubbing it, which I can't probably do that. Because I mean, you'll probably make things a little bit more different and interactive a little differently. That probably wouldn't go too well, so that's probably why I just pretty much just put the hands away and just says sorry, but I don't want to do it, and I just don't want to deal with it. But I don't hate Monster or anything slash Lemon Demon, which I don't probably hate the character. I mean, sure, he'd be creepy and all, which I probably do suspect he's creepy, but I just say what I could probably say otherwise, and no, I couldn't do Spooky Mom's voices exactly because I mean the voice is a little bit kind of similar, different between with the fact with their vocal cords that they just like speak out exactly while they just like go like right, up, down, and left exactly while they do that part. But it's just a little tricky how that could be, but we'll see. And also, the answer to that question is probably no. I probably won't do the voices exactly for pretty much that exactly. So you guys are only seeing week 1 and week 3, then week 5, 6, 7, and then weekend 1. You guys are only gonna probably see 6 of those numbers. Only 6. That probably will count. So it will only be 6. And then for the Pico update, you guys will see later soon if like the whole thing actually is complete exactly by the whole exactly the characters, then yes. I'll actually will give that a chance and give that a go. If like I said, all the characters were made in almost in the weeks, that were missing. Like, if they were missing, then that's when I will jump on board of the train and says like, you know what, I'll go ahead and do that. So yeah, that's why I might have to wait for the Pico update to still remain kind of near 100% to have it done, which I think that's actually up to Newgrounds or Phantom Arcade, which, yes, that's probably the fact of it. But for now, let's move on to Final Wario's 2 in the final night of Night 7, and without further ado, let's get to the point, let's get right straight to the right now, exactly to the present, and get right back to the good part and do the game. So anyway, just pretty much wanted to give you guys that reason that yes, the lyrics of Friday Night Funkin' I was doing is definitely finished, 100% done, finished. Which means I actually will be ready to have that up. It actually will get that started, and yes, there will be definitely a time when you guys will see pretty much likely it'll actually just repeat exactly itself a little bit, like it repeats exactly before the next beat goes in exactly, which that's probably the point exactly, which I may kind of actually like, you know, added a little bit of like long text, exactly like long text exactly on the screen that probably does appear by saying is like, by saying Daddy Dearest, Pico, Daddy Dearest Senpai slash Spirit, and then Tankman, Pico, and Darnell. That's pretty much when you guys will get to see the text and the screen that, yes, I actually did pretty much likely worked all of it exactly by Catwing exactly that I actually worked the whole thing in Catwing and had it percently done. Like, almost like every track that I had completely finished. So, that's just my news to everybody, and that's my full extent to say for the last, but for now, it's time for Night 7 to begin. And without further ado, let's get to it right now, starting in 3, 2, 1. And let's have some fun and finish it for now. But anyway, let's have some fun and let's begin. And I wonder what the guy is going to say for the last time before I get a freaking break. Like literally a weekend break, which thank good heavens. Which I mean, I don't hate the place, but I only just say about like the factory of the game and Finds and Wires 2 is just pretty much like a hell of a nightmare, but it probably is, but that probably will be for the same case for the haunted house, which good heavens I'll also be for the same reason, but even more very mechanic and different. Anyway, back to the point, and let's go. Alright, we're back. Ah, my freaking rib. Ouch. But still, pass the night. Good freaking God. At least pass the night, though. Okay. Yep. Phone call. It's definitely time. Let's go.
I see you're enjoying our little game. How has your day been? I'm sure it's been full of joy. You're halfway there, friend. Only the most difficult part remains. Someone's been waiting for you, so you better give them a warm welcome.
Really? I did not hear a single word what that actually meant. I mean, it was definitely pretty much Wario Man, I think. I think it definitely was Wario Man. Alright, checking on the cameras. Okay, good. Alright, let's look at these cameras. Okay, nothing seems to go bad here. Man, I gotta keep an eye on the tool storage the whole time before I don't get screwed. Oh man, I remember how Toad kept beating before. Crap. Oh yeah, I know. Yep, Waluigi is definitely here. I could probably know he got here. Alright, seeming a little bit different. Yep. Oh yeah, you were here. You're definitely here, buddy. You're definitely here, Bowser. Scram. Yeah, scram, Bowser. Scram. Alright, let's just take a look. Right, back to the generator. Yep, I can see Mario on the behind of the desk. Of course I see Mario. And yep, I see you too, buddy. I know you're coming out of there, I know. Like, don't expect me that I know that. Because I just do. Oh my god. Yep, I see you, dude. I see you. I actually see you right on the door. I see you. Because there's no door to see. Oh, I see you too. Of course, I kept expecting him that he'll show up faster. Damn. Come on, leave. Alright, all I gotta do is stay quiet. Yep, I see you, Mario. Oh, Jesus. Okay. I can tell he's already here. Uh-oh. Alright, gotta turn on this generator quick. Turn back it on. Yep. Gotta be aware of this generator so I can't get killed. Oh, come on. Oh, come on! Oh, I see Mario. What? Not again. Oh, jeez. No. Okay. Yeah, he's still near me. He's still near me. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do with Mario? Oh, come on. I gotta be aware of Mario. Okay, we're at 4 a.m. We got 2 hours to live. 2 hours. Brilliant. 2 hours. Oh, right. Oh, jeez. Good jeez. Of course I expected Peach was there. What? How did she got here? That is like so weird that she came out here. expected Peach to get me. Oh, isn't karma really a B word? Isn't karma really works with a bitch? Oh crap. No crap. Oh, come on, I gotta turn on this generator. Oh, come on. We're 1 a.m. Hooray! Hooray and hoo-ah. 1 freaking a.m. Ah, jeez. Toad is still out there. All I gotta do is wait and be patient. Let's see. They'll probably tell me for the same reason. Okay. If I hear the music box, I can definitely hear Mario here. He's already near me. Ah, that is so freaking weird. That is so dementably weird. I wonder where Luigi was. Oh, I forgot he wasn't in this game. Forgot that he's going to be somewhere in the next part. Oh, come on. Let me turn the generator back on. Okay, no. I don't think so, Mario. Yeah. Oh, you come right up there. Okay, he's not doing nothing. Okay. Keep this generator on. Yep, I'm definitely at the clear. Oh, please do not jump scare me. Please don't. Which, of course, Peach already got to me first, but crap. Didn't see where Peach was gonna go. Yeah, I see you, buddy. See you. I can see you. The music box is so annoying. Let me pass the night. Come on, let me pass the night, because that is so annoying. Let me turn the generator on. Okay, yep, 2 blocks, and I see Mario. He's here too. He's already here. Bravo. Oh, I see him with the freaking lights. Okay. Oh, God, no. And Wario killed me. Damn. You kidding me? Bruh, he was already here. Alright, let's go on a jump skip. Alright, 3 a.m. Well, guess I expected 2 encounters, but... What? Did Toad just look left? Oh no, Toad is gone. Which camera is Toad at? Please, I don't want to expect how Toad's gonna come and get me for this. Ay. Like, if I keep turning on this generator the freaking whole time, they're just gonna come and get me. Just simple as that. Oh, well, Luigi's here. He was in the thunder, which I got away from him. Oh man, let this be the final night, please. Just want to have a freaking weekend. And just move on with the time. Okay, let's go. Okay, keep going back on. God damn you, Mario. What can I expect? What can I literally expect? Oh, excuse me. Good thing I didn't throw up yet, which I still am keeping aware of that. Oh god, I gotta be aware. Come on, let me pass the crap night. Hey. No. Oh god, we have 1 hour left. I see Mario. What the hell are you doing? Oh, come on. Just let me pass. Oh, please. No. This cannot be the end of here. I got one good try left that I can't lose right now. Ah, I see Peach. Oh, crap. I saw Peach. Okay. Um, yep, Peach is still here. Peach is still here. Totally still here. Oh, crap. No, no, no. Yes! Oh, man, the generator's gonna die. Peach was about to finish me, but still made it. Oh, God. Whoa. What do we got here? Which I might have to screenshot this. Alright, so finally passed the night. Which I finally just passed night 7. Which means I can just finally walk out of Wario's factory. Which, of course, I could finally get a good weekend, which that's probably what Thomas Taylor would want, but for now recently, all I gotta say again is that, oh my god, of course I expected two encounters, which two encounters were definitely about to get me, and I mean, Mario, he probably was a little near to get close at me, which he was probably a bit close, which he definitely was doing the old JJ move, so he probably was doing the same count move exactly for the same reason, but was trying to get me at the course of it, but the only thing I actually did want to point out and say, if anybody did kind of hear me about, like, wondering where the Luigi went for the second game, well, he probably never showed up, which I think he never showed up. He only just shows up when he's actually around at some point, which was just a little bit different about that exactly, but I mean, it's a little bit good exactly having like Wario, Waluigi, Toad, Mario, Peach, and Bowser, and of course Wario Man exactly, of course, which that was pretty much interesting. But I gotta say, man, that well, at least I'm kind of a bit curious to know what goes on for the third game, which I think the third one's all about pretty scary thing going in, about like going to all cameras exactly like in a haunted freaking house. Which I mean, it's going to be a little bit challenging from even the less. It's going to be challenging, which yeah, it's gonna get more darker than the second game because I mean the old saying goes is that once it gets darker, it continues to keep going in the slippity dark that just goes into the very dark of the darkness. Which yeah, I'm probably gonna expect how the third game is gonna interact with how I'm gonna play it, but again, it's just gonna be unknown to me right now. It's just gonna be unknown, which will be saved somewhere at some point, but it'll probably be saved a bit later. But anyway. Let's just say that all I'm saying is I finally beat the seventh night and finally got it over with, which of course I got two jump scares, which that wasn't a surprise either, but all I gotta say, man, thank good heavens I passed the night and passed it on the way and just have it finished, which good thing I didn't have to struggle by doing the seventh night, but the seventh night, trust me, if anybody was in my situation as I am, then man, you guys are just gonna actually expect random to start showing up. Like several characters in the game actually. That was just a little bit more similar. But yeah, whenever Bowser's at the window, he probably might get a chance to get someone in there, but he probably might do if the thunder continues to come back out exactly, but man, thank goodness I'm finally getting a weekend. Which, thank you, please. Just give me a weekend already. But, anyways, with that being said, y'all, is I'm going to get going right now, and I'm going to definitely just rest my rib exactly on my left, since I might have to rest it for today, which yeah, I might have to rest it until it fully recovers exactly because I mean at this point, whenever it does recover, then it's going to be back to its normal current state of healing exactly because sometimes I'm more of a healer person that gets healed at some point. Where like my ribs just like rejuvenate, which I'm not sure if it could try to rejuvenate, but it probably just takes a little bit very well just to heal up. But anyway, in my case right now, and this for my mind exactly for now, is that again, I do appreciate again for some people to enjoy for the second game. That was finally about time to have the second game finished, which man, it brings me a lot of memories ever since 2019. You know, before I played the first Final Wario's game. But now the second game, ah, yes. The second game is very interesting, which it probably got even very slightly bit better as I probably expected now that it got pretty bit better to expect, but nice. Really nice. And then, of course, now it's going to be telling me that I might have to go to a haunted house, which, holy god, that one's going to be a very scary nightmare. Yeah, the third one's going to be nuts, which is going to be insane. But all I'm gonna say is I might as well figure out some tutorials. How am I gonna beat the third game? Which the third game is not there much ready yet, which I might have to at least just say I'm putting it on later and just see what I'm gonna put on notice and see where I'm gonna do that. But right now it is not noticed yet, but I'll actually assume and say it'll be at some point that it'll just be saved around. But anyway, thank you guys for the journey of me passing the second game of Finance and Wario's 2. Which, good freaking god, it's done and passed already, so hallelujah! Just hallelujah. Alright, and then of course I was kind of finding it a little interesting that Luigi never even showed up at the second game. Like, bruh, Luigi's not there. Like, I find it so very familiar that Luigi just doesn't show up anywhere. He only randomly shows up at the third game or the first game he appears to show up, I think. Good heavens. Like, literally. Like, I don't know if Luigi was taken somewhere, but I think he was probably either, like, disappeared without a trace, or he probably was saved a little bit later to the third game's continuation with him being disappeared at some point. But for now, for the scary fact that, oh yeah, the characters who were coming after me in the night that you guys saw previously in previous nights were just Wario, Waluigi, Toad, Peach, Mario, and then Bowser. Which, of course, Wario Man was also here too. Exactly. I mean, Wario Man, he really appears in the front. He doesn't really try to kill anybody. He only tries to like appear from like Golden Freddy does, from the same position as Golden Freddy does. But he honestly just doesn't kill. He only just like gives like the hallucination on the security guard on a different basis, but or pretty much like a different bio or basis to anything. But he probably randomly does so for it. But for now. The question I pretty much had to ask myself here is I hope you guys do consider enjoying this video for much more good stuff happening around along the way. And thank you guys for enjoying this video. Remember, like always, is like, comment, and subscribe to be notified. And yes, I gotta say that the second YouTube short I finally even got was another K. Like was getting like a 1K views. Like holy crap. Like first was pretty much the baby chickens, and then now second was with the half red and half blue. Bro, that is crazy. Like the only thing I find that crazy with the YouTube short thing is just awesome, which I gotta say to personally might add, but that is cool. Like that is really cool. Like the only thing I will be expecting is either to make a top five YouTube shorts or just like make a top 10. Like just to make a top five or top 10, but yeah, I was just trying to laugh a little bit, but sometimes I just barely can't laugh because due to my left rib, which it isn't in pain, but it's just a little bit healing up at the time. But oh man, that yeah, I think I'll say that it'll be interesting if it was a top five or top 10 for the YouTube Shorts. But hell, I probably would sign that up if I ever will, like just to see that if I did that in action. But oh my god, that would have been cool. That would have been very cool if I did like a top five and top 10 YouTube Shorts. Like if it ever gets to like the 1K or anything, or even higher Ks exactly, or even hell, there might be some M's, B's, or whatever it be. But all I'm saying, man, that will be an amazing pace for me if I ever did that. That would be an amazing pace. Like, it'll be amazing if it actually will be amazing. But who knows? To the fact of that opinion, we'll see. We'll see where that goes. If I actually at least make more YouTube shorts, that probably will change the dynamic of how I think it'll be interesting with me with the next upcoming good YouTube shorts for the time being. If I don't like make quick reactions or anything, then I could personally just do YouTube shorts on my phone, or probably just like something at random with a YouTube short that isn't like 1 minute or something like that. It'll just probably be like a short minute or something, and then just like poof and clap like that. It'll just be like that and done. And then for the question I did got a comment by saying is like, oh, the one person telling me to like say is like, you know how the commentary of the gaming commentary that pretty much I have to be the one turning up the volume. Well, this question I said pretty much like we had a few other videos back. I said was that the only thing that probably fades in or fades out with the volume is sometimes it might fade in or maybe have faded out for a little bit until they're like remains not the volume being too extremely being volume up exactly because at this point it just might just might actually give me a little bit less off exactly because I probably am just saying that it just might fade out or fade in for exactly for the example, which I do appreciate the person's opinion, which I do, and I actually fully respect that. But I just might have to try at least to see what I'm gonna have to do with the audio and see what I'm gonna deal with it here. If anybody could try at least to hear me from the gameplay, but at least like I said, it had to be done, it had to be finished, and there's probably like no redo or anything or redo or exactly or redone exactly anything, but that's pretty much the old saying. What the old saying goes is that I can't probably like redo it or remaster it of the game, which probably takes a longer work of me doing that. So it probably has to be either one or re-upload, which that's probably like my two decisions I might do. But for now, I'm sticking with the one decision I'm sticking with. But right now, we're going to continue on the fact right here. So without further ado, is I'll see you guys again next time. Thank you guys very much for taking the time and very much the journey of joining me playing Five Nights at Wario's 2. So anyway, without further ado, and without that being said, is I'll see you guys again next time. And oh yeah, there's gonna be a lot fun into Wario games to continue even further down the road. Like there's a third, there's a fourth, and then there's even an Origins, which I might have to actually like be the one figuring all that out. But for me, it remains pretty much to be lower. Exactly for the lower chances for me to like decide that on that decision. But for now, like I said, after when I'm actually gonna do more reaction videos, then yes, the name will automatically will change to pretty much be me. That will probably be Devin-Foxy Remastered, but it's only in human form, which I did forgot to say that I did wanted to put it up there before that happened, but honestly, I probably did want to change it now since that actually kind of makes more sense to go and just do it like saying it's like, oh, let me see if I could do it in human form. Like, I'm talking about like animatronic to human form about the OC, which that's probably my only fact of it. But I just decided to go with the human form instead. Which, yes, again, my OC is pretty much a shapeshifter that I probably would be shapeshifting exactly. Which it's supposed to be an SFM related fun fact for a little bit for like the death scenes or anything. If anybody could like make that even happen, but no, unfortunately, we just might have to wait until the future happens or whatever it's going to be. Even hell, it probably won't even happen anyways, which I'm not sure if it could. But like I said, that's going to probably be a long fact of it. But for now, folks, for now, like I said, I'll see you guys again next time. And like always, I'll be sure to see you again next time. And like always, is remember this is like and comment and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified. That way, you guys and absolutely will not miss a single video that comes on this channel. Period. So, anyways, I'll see you in the next time. And then in the next video. And also, by the way, I'll actually will definitely like pretty much say that I'll actually will read the screenshot that I might actually give you guys the reading screenshot of the audio, which you guys might hear me from the audio. But you guys can feel free to pause the video at any time, exactly whenever I get to read it. But there probably will be a pausing section on that. And before I even do jump to the pretty much was that exactly. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video, and thank you guys very much for taking your time and whatever. So, but anyway, see you guys next time. Peace on out. See you later. Bye bye, and see you later. Anyway, let's get to the screenshot, and then I'll continue talking, and then end the video for real. But anyway, see you next time. All right, what this says on the newspaper that said was Monday, May 8th, 2017. WarioWare Inc. Owner on the run. Yesterday, the owner of WarioWare Inc. escaped as the police tried to bring him to the station. I heard someone screaming from the factory, so I called the police. says investigate witness Matt Parker, which pretty much was the witness. Matt Parker, the police arrived shortly after, only to be met by a man storming out of WarioWare Inc. with signs of scars in his face. That was pretty much known to be Thomas Taylor. As he ran, he dropped the phone he was carrying that contained a bloody hand mark. The police immediately followed his footsteps, trying to catch up with him. Shortly after the newly hired Thomas Taylor came out the factory to claiming he had locked inside the building for 24 hours. The police continued their search the whole night. The man has yet to be found. Oh boy, now that is some news. Alright, you heard it from me, folks. That once again, that's what it says on the newspaper. That's what it definitely says. But even if this is a long video, then hey, let it be a long video because I mean, it's a very much like we're going to be a long summer night. So again, get comfy with the fact in the beginning, all the way to the game, and then now finally was about to end the video, and then of course with the newspaper thing that went going on with Mr. so-called Thomas Taylor that had blood marks in his hands. That pretty much was a marking. Which I don't know what consumed the marking, but that actually was a little bit kind of more interesting than the fact that I never knew that Thomas Taylor actually was the one who probably was like, I don't know. He was pretty much either having an A. He pretty much did ever ran off exactly a little bit just to kind of actually recover from all the insanity that was kind of going on from like Darko phone guy. That was the one who probably just told them to probably get Taylor Swift in the office, which that is pretty insane. Which I don't know what the hand mark even looks like of the blood mark that it looks like, but damn, that actually is insane, which it probably is. So to my knowledge, I think I ever say that he probably did ran off and actually just went somewhere, which I don't know how though, but that actually was a little something to hear from. And then looks like the police actually did came up to short of the nick of time exactly while they were actually figuring out but the evidence that they were going on out by the fact with like, oh, about like Friends of Wario's, that pretty much the second game that was intent to be with like, oh, the factory that was going on back in the 2017 vibe, which yeah, that probably went something until Thomas Taylor actually got out the main entrance and had pretty much like a blood mark on his hand and started to like kind of like, I don't know, start kind of walking away and then started like go somewhere that he was pretty much going to go somewhere until the police were actually following the footprints until like there was like no sign of Thomas Taylor that actually was no longer to be found, that actually got away. And of course, I don't know if he either got away or he probably either just like was pretty much discontinued and disconclined exactly that he was trying to like walk on away while the police were figuring all that out. But until further notice, he on the other hand kind of actually pretty much either went somewhere that was never be seen again by his own face again, that he left and just walked away, which that's probably my only instance, which I don't know what the current thing was going on for the cutscene, which I never even seen like the cutscene even look like in that thing, if it was like an ever an SFM thing, which I don't know. But the only entire question is that, by the way, folks, is pretty nuts. Which I could probably say that is pretty insane and very nuts at the same time. But hey, I mean, at least like I said, it gets a pretty good story for most times of the story, but it gets pretty good. So. Anyway, just want to let you guys know that Friends of Wario's 2 for real has now been finished. And now, with Friends of Wario's 3, this question is that are the characters going to look pretty bit horrifying and a little bit scarier? Yes. The third game is going to be a lot scarier. Like, it's going to have a lot of scary things coming in again, which I know it's going to be the second same thing that's like the second game, but it's even more scarier and horrifying for the third time that's ever going to be in a haunted house. But I don't know. That's the only question I probably would figure out. That we'll see what happens in the near future or whatever happens again. But all I'm gonna say, man, that it's pretty much been an interesting road ahead. Again, it's been an interesting, fun fact and a fun road to go on, but a little bit interesting, but pretty cool at the same time. So I'll say this: is remember the few things you guys got to do before we pretty much do end the video from here is that yes, clearly I did mention already. Like I don't know how I mentioned it already, but yes, whenever my left rib actually heals, then yes, it'll take some time to heal up and properly heal up exactly because I mean at this point it's just going to heal up before I don't know whatever's going to happen. But like I said, man, at least I'm just going to have some a little bit relaxing to relax my rib exactly without having it to cause damage or without not getting punched again on the rib. So hey, I mean at least my right rib is doing okay, but my left is not doing properly. It's somewhere, but at least it's healing up pretty slowly just to have it a little healed. But anyway, the question is thank you guys again in this video very much. And reaction videos are back on. Once again, that they're definitely back on. And yes, the Ultimate Custom Night Revisited will yet begin to happen very slowly and soon whenever it's ready. And also, for that chance again, I'm just going to have like a good old time just to see the good old pals from the very locations from 1 all the way to 6. That's right, 1 from 6. But anyway, it's going to be a very interesting return again to see them again, which will be awesome to see. But that's going to be pretty much all of that. But yes, it's going to be the same jump scares. It's going to have the same mechanics and have the same everything else and blah, 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 which I actually understand that. But this is just only for me to enjoy a little bit of some fun, a little bit just to enjoy, I don't know, some good stuff going around again for the second time. But hey, I mean, the second time is just very much of an interesting second time. So we're going to see. So, anyways, like I said, more reaction videos are coming up soon, and the name will definitely be changed very much too. So, anyway, hopefully that we'll keep on enjoying more of the Golden Devin-Foxy Remastered thing for long before it's actually now been yet again 100% official, been changed exactly. But it only will be time to tell if I ever said another reaction, which if I have not said it or will say it, but we'll see. We'll see where all that goes and we'll see how that plays. But for now, guys, I'm just going to say this is thank you guys for enjoying the seventh night and the very much the most interesting of the seventh night. But yes, the Final Warriors 2 has now been finished. Let's go! Like I'm just so happy to see it being finished. But yes, there are so many mysteries, like more new characters that comes into the third game, which will even bring more mystery and even comes around with a lot of conclusions for different reasons. But anyway, for further notice, we're gonna see about the new characters that will be involved in the third game, which we'll probably consider to be so, which will pretty much will be a lot of characters will come on back exactly for no reason. Like yes, some characters might return back old, and there'll be some characters that might show up new exactly that shows up for new mechanics, but we'll see. Like it depends on the haunted house. But for now, I actually have to say again, I've not heard about a haunted house, but I may have like heard about something that like that before. Off recording, I did discover a few different things about the haunted house. But for again, guys, I'm not going to give any spoilers around. I'm just not going to give any spoilers. Like yes, hopefully there'll be a new phone guide to actually give me a bit of explanations and all other stuff, but hopefully the new phone guy actually is a little bit more helpful than not just to pretty much be like, ooh, the crazy more evil that comes in the second game. But anyways, without further ado, and without that being said again, is I'll see you guys soon in the next time, and then in the next video. Take care, everybody. Have a great time, and have an amazing day. And for example, but for me, your boy is gotta rest, which is me. That's pretty much what I would say is that your boy, Golden Devin-Foxy Remastered, is needing some rest to pretty much heal my left rib. But anyways, for real, 100% real, real. So, anyways, that being said, see you in the next video. Until then, in the next reaction video, and then we'll see how that goes in the next reaction video. So thank you for your time and thank you for your patience, and give you guys a round of applause to me exactly that I beat the entire night of 5 nights at freaking Wario's 2, which is let's go. But anyway, see you in the next video. Peace. on out, and see you guys again next time. Bye bye, take care, and see you later. Bye bye, everyone, and sign on out. For real, guys, absolutely for real. And yes, I did read the newspaper, which I probably am actually adding extra exactly for just in case again, but for the extra. But for now, see you later, guys. Bye bye. And I definitely had to screenshot the newspaper because I know that the timestamp was actually going to kind of stop it somewhere. But for me, good thing I caught it on time and actually stopped it exactly. But again, feel free to pause the video anytime if you guys probably want to read the whole screenshot that I actually have on the screen. That pretty much you'll be me looking at the screen. But again, that's all I probably would have to say again for you guys' predictions and guests about Thomas Taylor, to know how Thomas Taylor went out exactly. But for now, I'm going to get going for real and goodbye. See you later, guys, and later and out. Peace. On out. Goodbye. See you next time.